Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It has been 2 full weeks since I did the Zwift Academy baseline ride, and here it is, the finish line ride. Took me some time to do all 6 of the workouts. I will say I did workouts 4, 5, and 6 earlier this week, so I'm pretty primed right now, I feel. And I'm feeling pretty good going into this. Yesterday, my Whoop recovery score was that of like 53, 56%, not great. Today, it's more like 93, which is why I waited a whole day to do this. So I'm hoping for some good results. My times, trying to think back 2 weeks ago, weren't really anything special. I am hoping to beat those times by a pretty good margin today. So thanks for tuning in. Let's see how I do. One thing I wanted to do differently this time around versus the first time, I feel like the first time I went off the gun way too fast. So this time I was like, oh, good idea. Let me pace myself. Matter of fact, let other riders pass me. That way it can motivate me. In the first half, I'll have some people ahead of me. Then in the second half, I'll really kick it into gear and I'll start passing those other riders who are in front of me. At the time, sounded like a good idea. Didn't quite pan out the way I really wanted it to, although yes, people are really passing me, and it's just shorter distance now. And so it was just, I don't know, very poor pacing, execution. Good strategy maybe, poor execution, I'll say that. I didn't think it was completely terrible, but coming up here, I mean, look, I'm passing people, I'm doing much better. And then I really kick it in on this last segment here, or the last portion. Closing time of 1 minute, 55 seconds, whereas the previous time was 8 seconds quicker. So, yeah, that was bad. 8 seconds slower than the first time. Not my proudest moment. On the bright side, these fitness tests, they have ample recovery time between segments. I did a decent warm-up prior, so I felt pretty fresh going in. Do the first segment, the medium one, and then I had ample recovery time, which was really great. So let's look ahead at this sprint now. I definitely made sure to be alongside some other riders. Again, give me some motivation, give me some, encouragement, and of course, try to beat them. So I go full gas. Topped 1,000 watts for the first time ever. Again, I don't have a power meter, so as far as Zwift goes. Topped 1,000 watts for the first time I've ever seen. Super exciting. Get in front of the one guy. The other guy, he's gone. Push it to the end. And I got a better time by nearly 1 full second. Now, granted, I think my RPMs were through the roof. I think if I had clicked down a couple years, might have had like a higher sustained power. But live and learn. We'll try it next time. Lastly, we have the mighty Volcano KOM. I'll be honest, man, I just tried my best on this one. According to my baseline phenotype, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm a sprinter. So naturally, this isn't going to go well. It didn't really go very well the first time. It's not going to go terribly better the second time around. I thought I was in a pretty comfortable cadence, well over 300 watts. I mean, I was holding it for a while, or just over 300 watts, maybe I should say. When it was all said and done, I did average about 272 watts according to the Strava file that got uploaded. Again, felt pretty good about that, considering my FTP most recently was like 265 or something. So if I'm holding that of about 300, like I'm doing pretty good. Of course, it averaged out over the 10 minutes or however long it took, or sub 10 minutes. So whatever, I just tried my best. These guys were way ahead of me. There was no catching them. I just tried to stay patient, just tried to stay consistent. And most importantly, I was just working on my RPMs. I was trying to keep them consistent because I was thinking it might reflect in power. Of course, that didn't work. Right there, for example, I basically just stopped and took a breather. Dropped down to like 145 watts or whatever. But I hammered it out. And I finished it, which is ultimately what I wanted. I wish I was in like a larger group just to like eye up some people and kind of fight it to the finish, but I was just alone. So nonetheless, I finished by shaving 50 full seconds off my ride time, so I'm happy with that. Let's take a look at some data. This is the whole reason all this stuff is smart. If you take a look at this, you have the baseline on the left, and finish line on the right. Whereas I improved most dramatically on the short segment from 9.3 watts per kilo to 11.1 watts per kilo, going from the 83rd percentile to the 96th. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I got nothing to say about that medium segment. It did worse. And then I also did a dramatic improvement actually up the Volcano KOM, going from 3.2 watts per kilos to 3.7, 54th percentile to the 70th. So, I started in 54th percentile, that's nothing. That no one cares. 70th, still nothing, no one cares, but they care a little bit less. I don't know. So that's pretty dramatic improvement. And again, I did all 6 of these Zwift Academy road workouts. The last half of them I did in the week leading up to this finish line ride, and I think that had a lot to do with this. So again, I was feeling pretty primed, feeling good going into it. In the same email that Zwift sent the finish line ride data, they also sent some workout recommendations that I could do to improve my sprinting, which I thought was kind of cool. Definitely give me something to work on. But I don't know if I'm going to keep doing Zwift workouts. I did find them to be pretty boring last year because they were so new to me. I loved them. I thought they were the coolest things ever. In part because I don't have a power meter, still don't have a power meter. So I'll probably do some workouts, but I would like to transition into just doing crits a little bit more often and posting those videos up. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any tips, if you have any workout recommendations for me as well, by all means, let me know in the comments below. But as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.